Okay guys, my pet peeves video seemed pretty popular, got a lot of comments, and so I thought of some more things that really bugged me, some things that I forgot to mention in the first video. It's kind of funny because my brother said that video of you complaining about Panama was the longest video you've ever posted on YouTube, which was true. Today is kind of a bad day to talk about this one, but aggressive drivers make me crazy. I wanted to come to this intersection and explain what I mean. It's Sunday, so there's not much traffic, but on a normal day, this is one of the busiest roads in town. Right up there's a Super 99. So people coming from this direction will want to turn left and go into that supermarket. And people coming from this direction, like this taxi and this gray small SUV, they need to turn left coming down this road. But nobody will let anybody turn left. And so there ends up being a huge jammed up string of traffic going this way and a huge one going this way. And because somebody will go to that supermarket and turn on their blinker and no one will let them turn left. The people that are coming in this direction won't let them turn left into that supermarket. So the people that need to continue this way and turn left down here, they can't turn left because all of this traffic is jammed up because this jerk is trying to turn left into here. So it just turns into one giant cluster of traffic because nobody will be nice to the other drivers and say and leave a little gap so they can turn into the supermarket. It's madness, but it's standard operating procedure here. My wife, she mentioned the other day, she said, remember when you first moved to Panama and we would drive around and you were nice to everyone and you would let people go in front of you, and especially on a road like this, there's no turning lane. So you're going this way, somebody coming towards you, it needs to turn left over here. They screw everybody. So I would always let them turn left, but not anymore because everyone is so aggressive here and so mean when they drive that it's just made me mean. I don't let anybody in anymore. I swerve at people. When this road is busy, people will come in from this road and try to turn right, and they'll lurch at you. They'll be jumping like, I'm gonna go, trying to scare you into stopping and letting them in. And I have started swerving at them. I'll be coming up to an intersection, and rather than keeping my distance from a car, I'll be like, don't do it, because I will run into you. Just to let them know that I'm psycho, and that I will bounce myself off the hood of their car just to protect my spot in this road, because psychos don't care. So since it's the Christmas shopping season, I thought I would come to this shopping mall and talk to you a little more about my pet peeves with retail stores here. This is like the nicest place to go shopping in town. And these hoodlums better get out of my way or they will be seriously killed. One problem with going shopping in Panama is that you're treated like a criminal everywhere you go. You go into the next store, they're going to automatically assume that you are there to steal from them. And so in Panama, when you want to go shopping, you have to wait in this line. See these people they're putting their bags. They've been shopping. They have yellow bags. I think that means they just came from the Ray or the Arocha or something. But they're not allowed to take those bags in there. Even though they just went somewhere and bought something, the people who own this store assume that means they must be coming here to rob us. So you have to wait in line. This is a short line, but sometimes they're like down the street. You wait in this line, check your bag, you go inside, you shop, you get some stuff, you wait in another line to pay for the stuff that you're buying, then you get to come back out here and wait in this line again to pick your things back up before you go to the next store and do the same thing all over again. There's security guards all over. I've been in stores before. When I first moved here, my wife and I, we were buying a couch. And so we were in this store, and I was sitting on the couch because I was testing it out. We were going to buy it. We were just waiting for someone to come along, a salesperson, and help us. But they're so paranoid about shoplifting that the stores are filled with security guards. You hear little radios squawking everywhere you go as these guys talk to each other, and this guy came up to me and said, told me to get off the couch. You can't sit there. And then just walked away. And so then I just walked away, and we went to another store and bought a couch there. You know, it was like, say goodbye to the money that I was going to spend here, fellas. Because this place had more security guards than it did salespeople. No joke. Another problem that I have about living in Panama is that I don't speak Spanish. It's so hot. But there are a couple things that kind of everybody knows, like cuánto cuesta. So the other day I was in this store right here, Multimax. And they sell like computers and software and TVs and stuff like that. And I held up this Rosetta Stone program. Speak Spanish with Rosetta Stone. And there's this guy, the salesman comes over, and I hold up the program in my hand and I say, cuánto cuesta? And he goes, what? He's shaking his head like, I don't understand what you're saying. And I'm like, cuánto cuesta? He's like, nope, still not getting it. And finally, in English, almost perfect English, this guy asks me, like with no accent, he goes, what do you want? And I go, I want to know how much this costs, man. A deaf person could figure out what I want right now. I'm in a retail store. I'm a gringo. I'm holding up a Learn to Speak Spanish program, and I'm saying something that sounds a little bit like cuánto cuesta. You can't figure that out? But that's super normal here. Like people, because I'm saying cuánto cuesta, but I'm not saying it with the proper accent, they have no like reasoning skills. They can't. I know if somebody was in the United States and speaking in broken English to me and saying something like, how much is this? I could figure out what they were saying and I could help them. But in Panama, people are just like, nope, I don't have a clue. What else? There was one more thing. Never would I come here in my car on a day like this. Never. So the reason that bothers me, that whole thing where you have to check your bag and they treat you like a criminal, it's not so much that it wastes my time, it's that I look at a retail store that's a business that wants to make money. They're so afraid of people coming in their store and shoplifting that they come up with all this other nonsense to slow down the process of people that do have money, and it just keeps people like me away. Like, I'm not going to steal if I come in your store, so don't treat me like I'm going to steal from you, because that makes me mad. It gets on my nerves, and just makes me not come to your store anymore. Which I guess is good because it ends up saving me money in the long run. The other thing that really grinds my gears is people cutting in line when you're. Well, for example, I was at a McDonald's one day and I was standing in line behind 3 girls, and this drunk guy walked in and walked straight up to the counter and said, "Hey, I need some food. Give me a Big Mac." And this surprised me, actually. The employee at McDonald's told this man, "Sorry, you have to wait in line. So I'm sorry, sir. You need to go and wait in line." And so that was the first time I've ever seen that. I've been cut in line by people in Panama over and over and over again. And the clerk, the employee, has never tried to stop them. They just serve them, even though it's so obvious that the guy just cut in line. They have no concept. They have no concept of what it means to wait in line in this country. So this guy jumps in front of the line. The McDonald's employee tells him, "Sorry, you got to go to the back of the line." And because I wasn't piggybacking on this woman's back in front of me, the guy went to the back of these girls and then just stood behind them. And so I grabbed this dude by both shoulders and put him behind me, and I said, "The line starts here, man." And he was drunk, and he looked like he was pissed off, but he was average Panamanian size. And part of me hoped, I was like, please just do something, because I'm really aggravated today, and I would love for you to give me an excuse to give you a pounding. But he didn't. That's okay. But yeah, I've heard there's two cultures that understand what it means to wait in line: the Americans and the British. Everywhere else, it's a free-for-all. I've been told that in England, you could set up a door frame in the middle of a field with a velvet rope in front of it and come back in an hour, and there'd be people standing in line to see what was on the other side of that door. I don't know if that's true. Maybe some of you guys can identify if that's true or not for me. But yeah, those are just a couple more pet peeves about living in Panama. Some of you asked me on the last video, well, what about the pros of living in Panama? And there are some pros if you come to retire in Panama, some tax benefits. If you buy a house, you don't have to pay property tax on that house for 20 years. And if you're retired, you're probably going to be dead in 20 years anyway. So pretty much for the rest of your life, you won't have to pay taxes. Pharmaceutical drugs, plane tickets, bus tickets, you get discounts on all that stuff. But I'm not an expert in the subject. Just Google around and you'll find plenty of blogs talking about the benefits of living in Panama. For the other pros, I have no idea who that is. Do I know him? Okay, whatever. For the other pros, just look at my other videos. When I'm out hiking in the jungle and going to the beach and playing with monkeys and playing with sloths. Those are the pros of living in Panama. So, I complain a lot. Just ask my wife. But I do enjoy it here. They're just these little things that you've got to learn to get over. A lot of gringos, they move to Panama and then they're upset that it isn't exactly like the United States except cheaper.